Hey everyone, it's Lou Joseph with Remax Preferred Realty. Just coming to today to go over the Windsor, Essex County real estate market report for March of 2021. So as we take a look here on the screen, I'm just going to go over some of the basic metrics. And it shows here that our listings are up March this year compared to March of last year. We're actually up 11.5%. And as we go to year to date, we are up just a little over 0.5%. So far we are kind of trending in the same direction as last year, I feel, but I think inventory will definitely bounce back later on in the year. So sales of March comparing to March of last year, our sales actually have gone up a little over 38%. So that's pretty encouraging because we've had so much demand and low inventory for such a while here, and it's good to see that the sales are up. Year to date, sales are up a little over 30%. The average price for March. So the average price for March was 49% higher than the average price of March of last year. So we see here that the average price for March this year, $531,000. The average price year to date says 37, a little over 37.5%. The median price of March, we're up 49.4%. So our median price is actually $495,000. And our median price year to date is up 34.2% at $470,000. And where are the sales happening? Majority in March, the sales were happening between 420 and 550. That's where we had the most sales. And in second would be 360 to 420. And then also 550 to 700 is a strong market as well. So that's where the strength is in prices. Obviously, if we look under 180, we don't see any activity. So people who are approved for homes under 200,000, we're just going to have a very difficult time finding homes for sale or that would be worth 200 and under. Most likely they would need extreme makeover. It would need a lot of work to be going into these properties that are selling under 200. So, or it might be just a tear down. So if you're approved around 200 or 250, there's not a whole lot of options for you, even in this market. And if we look at Ontario as a whole, there isn't many options for people who are looking to buy homes in that price range. I'd say a healthy approval rate would be somewhere above 300,000, 300 to 700,000. That's where you're generally going to have homes to choose from, basically. And year to date, again, it's the same thing, right? You have 420 to 550 is where the strong market is, where most of the sales are happening. So if we take a look here, we're going to look at the statistics for a couple key indicators in this market. We're just going to basically select Windsor, Essex County, and we're going to click sales price to list price ratio. So we see that sales price to list price ratio have definitely spiked over the last few months here. So we see here from January of 2016 all the way to now. Now, if we pull up the data, it shows that in 2021, we went from 110% in January to 123% to 132%. So that means that whatever the list price is, on average in Windsor, Essex County, the sales have been going 32% over the asking price. So if we take a look at the graph here, or the chart, sorry, basically in 2018 and onward, we weren't seeing anyone, the average price being below the list price, except for January of 2018, it was 99.5%. The rest of the years here have all been above 100%. So a good chance is if you're going into buy a home, a good chance is you're going to be paying above list price. And at 132%, that's the highest number that I could see on this chart. There hasn't been a higher number. 123% is actually pretty high as well. I'm not sure if this is going to be sustained 132% over list price. I think that might be the peak this year. Maybe April will have 120%, but it's very tough for me to see this going to 50% above list price on average. Now, if we take a look at what we can customize here, actually, let's go back here. And let's just pick Windsor, LaSalle, and Tecumseh. Because when we choose Windsor, Essex County, we're including Amherstburg, Essex, Kingsville, Leamington, and we just want to narrow it down to Windsor, LaSalle, and Tecumseh. Okay, let's generate this report. And as we look at the data, we're seeing here it's a little bit higher. So we're seeing in February, we were at 132%, and March 137%. So those are the numbers that we're seeing on average over list price. Okay, so now we're going to go to average days on market versus the median days on market. And this chart goes back, I believe, 1 year. Okay. Actually, I have to put the settings up to 2021 and go to April. So we see here that the days to sell, the median and the average. So the average in Windsor, LaSalle, and Tecumseh in the month of February, March were 16 and 26, but the median has been 8 and 8. And so far in April, I know we've only been a few days in April here, but we have the trend looking the same with the median around 9. So median being 8 days on market, you see here that this is one of the lowest numbers that we've looked at, that we've seen basically this year and last year. Okay, so we are going to look now months of inventory. That's another important number to look at, is how many months do we have for inventory. Let's ignore this one here in April because the data is skewed right now because we're just getting into April and all the new listings are up right now. So just ignore that. Actually, we'll just take it off. We'll just put in March here. Okay, so we have for the months inventory. So we see for the average months on inventory, we have in February, March, we have actually 4 and 3 months inventory on average. If we take the median, we are at 8 and 8. So this is, or actually, sorry, this is days to sell median versus months of inventory. Yeah, so we're at 3 months inventory in March. And if we look back at months of inventory, we see that in July of last year, August, September, October, we were at 3 months of inventory. So the months of inventory are declining. 3 still puts us in a strong seller's market. So we can expect to see, a lot of demand and inventory being absorbed at this time. And what else can we look at here? We can look at the historic sales price trend in Windsor, Tecumseh, and LaSalle. If we look at the chart, we see that, of course, we see from 2011 to 2016, prices were going up, but at a slow pace. And now we are basically spiking. So we are definitely at a high point here. Where we go from here is anybody's guess. I would think that with low interest rates remaining low for the next few years, we will not see a decline in price. I guess the hope for some buyers is that more inventory hits the market and that they can choose from the inventory and the prices stay stable. I'm not sure where price is going to go up from here. I think we still have some more room to go up, say 10 to 20% in the next few years here. If you're sitting on the fence thinking whether to buy now or wait, I would say buying now would make sense, because if the market goes up over the next couple of years 20%, even if there was a correction, the correction would bring it back to where prices are today or maybe last year. And we don't know exactly where the correction will be. We can't really time the market in that sense. So I think to have a long-term outlook, if you're looking to live in a home, I would say you'd have to have a long-term outlook just to build some equity, just to offset some risk, and also assess your career as well. Like, how risky is your career? Are you able to hold on to a property in case there is a 10% correction or 5% correction? But it doesn't look like it. Right now, we're seeing new construction is in big demand. Prices of materials are going up. Cost of labor is going up. So it's really, really prices look like to be inflating upwards. And we have a lot of migration happening, a lot of development happening in Windsor, Essex County. So it definitely is a positive time in our city as it stands right now. If you have any questions or like any advice on your real estate needs or decisions you like to make, you can give me a call anytime. My number is 519-817-0887. Thank you very much for joining me, and we'll talk to you next time. Take care.